Shalom, everyone. Peace for those who love peace, and no peace for the wicked, the Lord said. Today, our video is going to be kind of entertaining. It's a kind of comedy. Muslims, if we can call them by this word, because Muslims themselves, there are many groups, and each of them have different name for their own. But this guy, which is he dressed weirdly, I don't know where he got the hat from. Is that an Arabian hat now? And he's wearing a jacket of the Western, and the dress of the Arab men who dress like women. He's a cocktail, and he's an American. And he is for sure, according to him, he is the one who can refute everyone in the world, and he did today. I mean, obviously he did. So this is his so-called debate. For me, those are not debate. This is just like I don't know Andrew. Actually, Andrew is funny. I like the guy. He was funny, and I can tell he's smart. But this dummy Daniel, he's just like a kid on the stage. Somebody have to take him home and change his diaper. I mean, this guy is just a stupid kid. I never saw a stupid person. I mean, the debate is about low IQ. But it looked like not only Muslims have low IQ because they have sex with their cousins. It looked like anyone who convert to Islam, he have to be a low IQ. Otherwise, how in the world he end there? And I will prove it to you. Let us see a little bit of this debate.
Tax inheritance or something like this, right?
Christians are also at the mercy of the same kind of IQ fetishists who want to transform the
Let us see if the sound is good.
human race. Wake up, Andrew, wake up.
Wake
Stop
up.
this stupid argument. 30 more minutes of Andrew saying that Muslims are dumb. Okay, that's great.
Well,
I'll try to be more substantive. I'll try to be more substantive than that. So just listen to this.
It's not him who said that Muslims are dumb. It's you who agreed, you idiot. The whole debate, you are agreeing that Muslims are dumb. So what? Hilarious donkey. Let us go a little bit in the debate to see, because now there's introduction, we don't want to. All right, where the debate start? There's some videos, they have like summary of the video. We can play them. Here is talking about Israel. Let us see what he's talking about.
Christian civil war right now is Israel, which is stoking hate so that they can continue their genocide of both Muslim and Christian Palestinians while they bleed America dry. Let's keep that larger context in mind.
Let us give you a figure. If we go to your stupid Quran, when you talk about hate, you see, this is the difference between someone who is expert with Islam and he knew the garbage of Muhammad, and someone like Andrew. He is just he got a point to talk about it, about low IQ. He's right. But when he said that right away, if you are in the stage, you give him this. Who is the one who implement? If he's saying the Jews have hatred, right? Okay. Who is the one who implemented hatred in the heart of the Jews? Allah. And he did for both Christians and Jews. Chapter 5, verse number 14. It says that Allah strengthened them with enmity and hatred between one to another. So when a Muslim he speak about hatred, can you blame the Christians if the Christians have any? It's your filthy Satan God who did that. Are you against hate or you support hate? If you're against hate, that means you're against Allah. This why is this potato, he will never dare to speak to me. We go to the Jews. Who is the one who put hatred in the heart of the Jews? Allah. Chapter 5, verse number 64. Allah did to the Jews the same He did to the Christians. He strengthened them with hatred and enmity. Why? Because Allah is Satan. So now if we go to this Daniel Peacock and we ask him, are you against hatred? Is your speech is against hatred? Because it sounds like it. But this is what your God is saying. This is what your God is doing. He is the one who put hatred in their heart. We have placed enmity and hatred with who? With the Jews until the day of judgment. I mean, I did not start watching your video. By the way, I did not. I saw only summary. I just click at this Israel, and we are dying laughing at you already. And now he's making a video to explain why he's stupid. So the first point proved that you are a low IQ person. All right, this is stupid software again is muted. I know what to do. Shall I start again? Shall I reset the video and start again? I don't know. Maybe I can trim it later. I don't know. This is stupid software, make me sick. You know, I was talking all this time and you guys cannot hear me. What a stupid software. The microphone in front of me is not muted. The software, the one I'm paying for, I mean, it's not even for free. Anyway, so we have to go back from zero. We heard this idiot. Let us play his video again. The part he speak about Israel. Shalom, everybody. Peace for those who love peace and no peace for the wicked, the Lord said. Where he was talking about Israel in the minute 5 something. All right, here we go. Let us see what he's saying about Israel.
Christian civil war right now is Israel, which is stoking hate so that they can continue their genocide of both Muslim and Christian Palestinians while they bleed America dry. Let's keep that larger context in mind. So the first
Here, I want to teach you Christians, when someone like those Muslims, potatoes who speak, when you hear the speech, you think they are against hatred, right? So if you go to the Quran, you will find if they say that, you can shut them up and give them a screwdriver in their butt. Literally. By showing them that if there is any hatred you accuse us, Christians or Jews, by, is in your Quran. It's Allah who prays hatred. Chapter 5, verse 14. Allah, He strength them who, the Christians, with hatred and enmity between one to other. And as long he is making a speech about hatred, how bad it is, that means he is not a Muslim and he is opposing hatred. So if Andrew Wilson, he knew Islam, he will give him a screwdriver right away. from his own answer, but he do not know. And that's not strange. Most of Christians, they have no idea what they are debating. And here, this is a message for the Christians. You see those dummy who goes Catholic and Protestant and Orthodox fighting with each other? You are the fruits of the devil Muhammad. Satan, he made it clear that he will implement hatred between you. So when an Orthodox priest, he bash Catholic, or Catholic bash Orthodox, or Protestant, whatever it is, you are satanic people, and you are following the map and the steps of Satan, because this is what Satan in his Quran said to you: I will plan enmity and hatred between you Christians. Do you see it? So for all those who hate each other because they are Catholic or Protestant or Orthodox, you are satanic. You are not following Jesus. You are following and you are under the control of the devil Muhammad and his god Satan. It's in front of you. Muhammad, he did not stop with his hatred to the Christians. And as you see, if the Muslim will say to you, because a stupid Muslim, he might say to you, oh, this is at that time, at the time of Muhammad. No, it says until the day of judgment. Take a note. Because most of us, when we read 2 words and we stop. In fact, we do not know how to read, because there's a huge difference between reading words and analyzing. The majority in this world, they know how to read, but they don't analyze and don't see, even though the text in front of them, it says until the day of judgment. So the devil Muhammad and his religion targeting you, and the more you divide yourself between Protestant and Catholic and Orthodox, the more you are following Muhammad without knowing. You think you're against Muhammad. You think, oh, I'm a Christian, I'm a crusader. But in reality, you fail into the trap of the devil. We know that Jesus will never be approving the hatred between Christians, right? You know that. You go to a Muslim, you say, Jesus love you. But you don't say the same to your brother in Christ who is a Catholic or Protestant or Orthodox. You go make speeches about how much Jesus loved everybody. But the second we say to you a different name of a church, you go nuclear. Because you are satanic, not Christian. Christian is not a Catholic, is not a Protestant, is not Orthodox. Christian is someone following Jesus Christ. You can follow the 3 churches. You can call yourself Christian. You can wear a cross, but you can't be a pimp. And that does not make you Christian. So Christian is not a name. Christian is an act. Christian is a behavior. Christian is following the step of Christ. And to follow him is to love your brother in Christ. We continue with this stupid speaking about the Jews. He said the Jews are causing civil war. Where? Where the civil war? You Muslim, have you ever even have civil war? Do you know what civil mean? You're a prophet. He cut hands and fingers of people just because he is trying to heal his hatred in his chest. He cut fingers. He even put nails in the eyes of his enemies. He tortured them. He is the devil. In chapter 5, verse number 64, your satanic Muhammad say the same, that Allah will place hatred among the Jews until the day of judgment. It's in front of you. And this is the filthy Quran. So when this mental potato, speaking about the Jews, and he's speaking about hatred. If you ever debate a Muslim, says hatred, the source of it is Allah. So are you blaming Allah? Are you condemning Allah? Then you will put him in the corner and he will shrink behind his laptop, which without it he cannot say anything. He have a PowerPoint speech.
First slide, which is best for society, Islam or Christianity? Next slide.
And look what he put. He put for us a picture of a church. Do you see the filthy scumbag? So if Islam is better for society, you go and equip. He was talking about the Israeli, right? Shouldn't Andrew Nelson notice? Oh, hold on. This is a land you occupy, you stole. It's a theft. You took our churches, you forced them to be a mosque, and you are talking about the Jews. Do you see it? You see, if you are a debater, you have to be sharp. In every second, the Abdul, he says something, he presents something, you have to be watching carefully. But those are not debaters. This is what makes me upset, actually. All those who the Muslims are debating, none of them is a debaters. They don't have the skills, they don't have the knowledge, and they don't see. When he showed you this, and he's talking about better society, is Turkey now a better society? Turkey does not even exist. But let us say with reality now, there's a country is called Turkey. Turkey is the land of hookers, prostitution, scams, kidney stealing, body part stealing. You go to Turkey as a tourist, we never find you again. Is Turkey with Islam better than Greece, the Christianity? They don't know how to debate. He has put the picture there to insult you. We will take it back. You know, if somebody said this is impossible, in the World War II, almost they took it, actually. Almost. World War, I think, the World War One, I think. Yeah, almost they took it back. But the German, as usual, the German, my friend. The German is the one who gave the cannon for the Ottoman to occupy the land. The German always support Muslims. I don't know what's wrong with the German. There's something very wrong about them. They are the one who's arming Turkey to their teeth with submarine, nuke submarine. The German, again and again and again. The German. And the funny, the party was ruling German. It's called the Christian Democratic. Very Christian. They're very Christian. All right? But we will take it back. And if you don't believe me, check out Jerusalem. After thousands of years, do you know for how long the Jews has lost their land? It's not since Jesus, no, long before, because the Roman there is for a long time. So we can talk about couple of thousand of years. Couple of thousand of years, not 1,000, not 2,000, not even 3,000. Yet they took it back. And we will take the land back. You will see.
The answer depends on which standard we use to judge, traditional or secular liberal values. Traditional values include belief in God, prayer, marriage and gender roles, opposition to degeneracy, and commitment to nation and...
You see, the stupidity of Peacock talking about traditional value. Which one, if we try, we spoke about, you will be collapsing immediately. Marriage. Muslims, they have the highest cheating number in the world. Divorce, they have the highest in the world. Gender rule, they have the most stupid rules ever, because you are the one who do circumcision for women. Is that a good thing? You are the one who kill a childhood of a child and make her ready to get married. Is that a good thing? When you speak about family, when a person have multi wives and multi children from each one of them, how much they hate each other. You know, like first time I went to a Muslim house as a kid was with me in the school. I don't know, I was maybe 8 something years old. So I went in his house. We were playing with some toys on the ground. And the kid who asked me to come with him, he said to his brother, "If your mother." I was shocked. I said, "Why you did that? Why you say that, you stupid? Isn't it his mother your mother?" He said, "No, no, my mother is not his mother. His father, he have 4 wives." And then I learned how the mothers, they teach their kids to hate the other kids who they are not the kids from the same women, and how much the women, they fight each other every day. In fact, we have an example in the Quran how Muhammad, he have a big failure in his family. When the stupid idiots speak about family, do you even Muslims have family? This is your stupid Quran. Speaking about Muhammad, he could not control his stupid family, and how he gave them false promises to shut them up. And then when he could not control them, as usual, he used Allah. He told them, Allah told me. If you turn in repentance to who? 2 wives have 2 party. 2 wives, they have 2 parties. Imagine. We have Democrat and Republican in the house of Muhammad. So Aisha and Hafsa, Aisha, she is leading a group of the wives of Muhammad, and Hafsa, she is leading other groups of the wives of Muhammad. 2 parties. Muhammad could not control them, so he is now using Allah. Imagine Allah, he take phone call from Muhammad. Hello? Uh, Allah, my wives is destroying my life. Do something, please do something. And they said to you, Prophet Muhammad, the Muslim, they made an article line saying that Bernard Shaw, he says, if Prophet Muhammad was alive, he can fix all the problems in the world while he's drinking coffee in the morning. In the morning, you know. Uh, and this is the house of Muhammad. He could not fix it, and always what he do? He bring so-called Quran, he fabricate Quran to make it coming from Allah to subdue them. So look what he did. If 2 of you, if you don't repent, huh? And if you back each other against him who? Muhammad. Truly Allah is his protector. I mean, do you see how man Muhammad is? Muhammad the man, he could not control his wives, and now he is saying, Allah will protect me from you. Are we talking about war? Are we talking about Muhammad fighting the Roman army? Are we talking about Muhammad fighting the Jewish army? We are talking about 2 short women. They are not even 5 foot tall. Truly Allah is his protector, and Jibreel, and verily the righteous, and among the Muslims. And furthermore, all the angels. Who's left? The whole universe is busy to fight to defend Muhammad from 2 wives. So do you see the failure of Muhammad? Himself could not control his family. And then this donkey, he says to you the family value. Since when you Muslims have family value? Since you do mut'ah? Since you rent women for sex? Since you do breastfeeding for adult? Since you have sex with the children? That is a family value. We know what is behind the curtain, you idiot. This is why those Abdul will not debate me. They will debate everybody. You will see apostate prophet David Wood. They are busy debate after debate. I mean, the Muslims are lined up to debate them, but nobody come to me. I have here, my account is empty of debate. Yeah, we have a Muslim value, you know. We have a Muslim value in Muslim countries. Shall I show you some? Shall I? You see, those Western, they know nothing about your society. I'm born there, you idiot. Which country you want? Morocco, where prostitution is #1 business? Huh? Emirat? Which country you want, Abdul? This is Emirat, brother. Muslim value. Yeah, okay. This is other Muslim value. Okay. They bring a woman in the middle, and if they could not, they bring a boy. He dressed like a woman. Okay. Muslim value. This is a Muslim gay. Muslim value. You see the Muslim society, brother? Yeah. This is the Muslim value, brother. Praise be to Allah. Shake it, shake it. Is it a woman or it's a guy? I'm not sure. Muslim women value. You say those things to those stupid Abdul who do not know. I mean, this is the Muslim value. Praise be to Allah. Yeah. This is your Muslim value. Hookers, nightclubs, women, they put their ass up and they are singing Allah, Allah, Allah. Allah, Allah, Allah. A lot of Allah there. Hmm? The Muslim family value. I believe you, Abdul. It's true. You should see them when they even sleep in the top of each other in a sexual position, two women in the top of each other. The Muslim value. But look, they are conservative. They are wearing hijab. Hmm? Yeah. A lot of value we have in the Middle East, you know? Yeah, look at the value. This is a nice value. Smash Allah. What they are doing here? Oh boy. This is in Saudi Arabia. All right. I'm trying not to search for something horrible. You know, I'm searching for something acceptable to show. Oh, look at this. This is Turkey, brother. This is Turkey. Belly dancing, men belly dancing. Aman Rabbi Aman. Smash Allah. Yeah. Until now, we showed you nothing, actually. We are in the safe mood. Otherwise, things can get horrible. And then they sleep in the top of each other, like one woman will bend over, you know, and they look how they raise their head, their butt, you know, and you can see all the details. And the men, all the men are looking at their asses. This is the Muslim family value, brother. All right. Yeah, may Allah ask you. Yeah. Yeah, she go, you see, she is in the top of the other women, and she is shaking as if she's having sex with her. If I play the video, for sure, I know they would do that. They will sleep in the top of each other doing sexual positions. And if all of them, they are sheikhs, and this is Islamic countries. Look at this. Look at this. And the Abdul is around her, you know. Brother, we are very conservative, brother. The Muslim family value. A lot of value there. Big screen TV. Yeah, you say those stupid things to those dummy who do not know you, you idiot. Muslim women value, Muslim family value. I mean, have you ever even heard somebody dance like this? You have to be a pervert. What is this? Now we understand why your prayer is focusing in that part. Yeah, Muslim family value. And trust me, I showed you nothing. So when this donkey speak about value, and look, he have a PowerPoint. What a kid. Believe in God. This is the value. They believe in God. Which God? Well, there's people they believe in Satan. That make them better. Prayer. They pray. You pray and then you do all the things you do, all the heinous things you do. You pray to Satan. Let us skip a little bit with the find something. Let us go where things get hot. Let us see here.
Christianity or secular liberalism is better for society. So any pro-liberal standard that Andrew uses to judge Islam today, tomorrow that same liberal standard can be used by his atheist opponent to judge Christianity. For example, if he says Christianity is better than Islam because it gives women more rights and promotes more scientific progress and health, the atheist can argue that secular liberalism does even more of those things. Andrew knows this, so against...
That's false. Because secularism have nothing to do with atheism. You know, being secular mean, you know, you can give your definition, but secular is not to involve religion, you know, and believe in religion in daily, let us say, things like, you know, as an example, I will give you some stuff which is can involve stupidity, and religion can be disturbing. So in Islam, if you want to make a weather news, can you go and say tomorrow is going to rain? No. You have to say, inshallah, by Allah will, if Allah will, is going to rain. If you say tomorrow is going to rain, that means you are prophesying, claiming to be a prophet, the Muslim will kill you. So depend which religion we are talking about. So religion can be anti-progress, stupid, and devastating. So imagine you want to watch news about weather, you spend half of the news saying, inshallah, if Allah will, tomorrow might rain only and only if Allah wants. That is not weather news, that is Allah news. So when we speak about secular, we are not talking about taking value of Christianity out. We are talking about not to involve everything, especially because some stupid ones, they might involve religion and everything, which have nothing to do with religion. Like, you know, we see these days, some right away they say to you, oh, no, the digital ID is an antichrist. How is that? Why? They are putting digital ID. Okay, we have digital ID from long time ago. How this is new? This is not new. Your ID have a number. Your age have a number. This is a long time ago. This is not new. No, 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 it became electronic. First of all, it's electronic long time ago. Secondly, let us say it is now electronic. Nothing changed. Still, you have a number because the population is big. So everybody is known by a number. Because you can have a person have the same name. You can have maybe 10,000 people have this exactly the same name. So if we involve religion in everything and say we oppose it, that will not be helpful, because simply how that become antichrist for you. Oh, now they have AI, artificial, they can recognize your face. What this have, how this is antichrist, what is. So if you bring someone is foolish and he is claiming to be religious, and he tried to kill science and what make society do better and easier, like isn't it easier to find a criminal if we have digital ID? Yes. If we have full description, if we have fingerprint, yes. So an idiot religious can be dangerous as much as an idiot atheist, because he's idiot. So when we speak about Christianity, we are talking about what is right. So we as a Christians, we can do good for society when it's society involved, which mean I'm not going to oppose somebody because he said we want to have a traffic light and say Christianity is against it, like Muslims. I will be against something against the Bible, which is going to hurt society. Same time, when this Abdul, he speak about what is right, what's wrong. Do you even have anything in the Islam teaching you what is right? Or Islam teach you what is wrong only? Which mean it make what's wrong right and make what right wrong. It is wrong to be peaceful in Islam with non-Muslims. It is right to beat your wife in Islam as you wish. It's right to steal from non-Muslims in Islam because they are not paying the jizya, which is money for protection. You're a gang, you're a mafia. So when he speak about what's right, what's wrong, it is very funny because they are following a religion which is teach only what is wrong as if it is what is right. Continue, Abdul.
The atheist, tomorrow he'll likely revert back to a traditional Christian stance, highlighting issues like LGBT, incest, and low birth rates.
First of all, LGBT is approved in Islam. And I know you will say to me, Prophet Muhammad, he says, if somebody is a homosexual, kill him, right? But we cannot find that in the Quran. And I can say to you, most likely, this is not exist in Islam. Muslim, they added long later. How we can know that? Muhammad, his house was full of gays, and he never did anything to them. If we go right now to any Muslim hadith website, and we type the following word, you will see always there's gays in the house of Muhammad, in the house of Umar, in the house of everybody. In fact, if you read my book, two of them, Sex of Allah and Allah, you will see how much homosexual Mecca is. The whole city is homosexual. And I'm not exaggerating. Look how many. Every house in Mecca have homo. It is not something rare. Check it out. Where are they? In the houses of Muhammad, in the house of Salama, in the house of Hafsa, in the house of Aisha. Every one of them, every wife of Muhammad, she have many gays come into her house. Did Muhammad do anything? Did he punish them? Read it. In fact, a gay, he asked Aisha, why you don't marry your brother to a homosexual? And he called her a girl. He said she come with 4 and she leave with 4. Imagine advising Aisha to marry her brother to a gay, a transgender. But at that time, there's no like medicine, you know. This is this, you know, is a gay. Uh, and this is all. We cannot find this in the in the Quran. We find only in the Hadith all those about homosexual. All right, read. Where is Muhammad from the homosexual? And we know the story uh, about a Muslim. He came to the Caliphate, Uthman, and he was complaining that the one who is leading the prayer is a gay. Uthman, he said to him, so what? Follow him. The Muslim guy said, but we are being tempted. The Caliphate said, so what? Prayer is a good deed, so follow the good deed. But then the question is how they are tempted if the guy is a gay. That means all the Muslims are gays. Otherwise, why somebody, if he bend over in front of you, will be tempted? Unless you are a gay, right? The hadith about the caliphate, we can find it for you. Where is the caliphate hadith? About Uthman. Look how many. Here we go. This is Sahih al-Bukhari. This is not a hadith Muslim can say we don't accept. I went to Uthman ibn Affan. He was be assigned, which means he became the caliphate now. And I said to him, you are the chief of Muslim, blah, blah, blah. Okay. We are led in our salah, which means prayer, by a leader of al-fitna, trial, affliction, etc. Okay, who is this leader who is causing them trial? Muslims are getting horny and getting hot, and they are touching themselves. This is what trial, affliction mean. What happened? We are afraid of being sinful following him. Uthman, he says salat is the best of deeds. So when you know, people do good deed, do the same with them. And then Az-Zuhri said, in our opinion, now we understand what's going on. One should not offer salat behind a feminine person unless there is no alternative. So the Uthman, from the beginning of Islam, your gays are imams. The guy, he came to him, he says, our imam is a gay. Question, how the gay became your leader? How he became your leader? Don't, you know, why you pray behind him? Who's forcing you? Is he appointed by the caliphate? Look like it. Because I can say, okay, I don't want to pray behind this guy. I'm going to pray behind this guy. He's a better person. So why you are stuck with him? So look like Uthman is the one who appointed this person to be the leader of the prayer for the Abdul. And the Abdul, he claimed that he is afraid to be sinful. A leader of affliction, trial. Where is the trial coming from? Because they are homo, and when he bent over, they get horny. I remember those Arab Muslim at that time, not like now. If you look at the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, he wear long dress. The true way to wear Islamic clothing is to make it short. Let me show you. It have to be very short, actually. It's like a skirt almost. Uh, Let us show you. Uh, because if you wear a long one, you will go to hell, Muhammad told them. I'm trying to find you some images. Uh, this is why if you notice Zakir Naik, when he wear his pant, it's very short. Because Muhammad, he says, if your pant touch the ankle down, you go to hell. You will never enter heaven. Let me see Zakir Naik just to show you. But I prefer if I can find images of true Arab Muslim, wearing truly the true cloth of Islam. Um, let us see. When you see a Muslim wearing long dress and the dress is touching his feet, he is not going to go to heaven. This is against Muhammad teaching. Man, I cannot find a single picture because I type. It shows me just an Arab man dressing normal. I want to see the Islamic way. Like an example, the Mutawa in Saudi Arabia. Okay, we found something. Hold on. Let us see. Just to give you an idea how they dress. Let us open this one. But actually, this is not too much short the way it should. It should be shorter, but that will do for now. You see what he's wearing? It have to be short. It have to be shorter too. If his dress touch this area here, I don't know if you can see my mouse, he will never enter heaven. So the more religious he is, the more shorter will be. So when they bend over, they lift up their skirt and then they have no underwear underneath. You see, underwear is something new. And then his balls and his testicles and his butt will be exposed. So the guy behind him is saying, behind the gay, he's saying, we have trial, affliction, etc. We are being tempted. Why? Because the homo, obviously, he is exaggerating too. So obviously, he is exposing himself. Otherwise, why man will be horny for seeing a man in front of him bending over unless you are a homo too? Right? If we go and find the picture of Zakir Naik, maybe many of you do not notice why Zakir Naik, his pant is always short. Let us see if we can show you a picture of him with his pant. He looked like Charlie Chaplin, you know. He looked literally like Charlie Chaplin. Where is it? Let's see. I'm trying to find a picture of him. Look, this is him and his son. Where is where is the picture? Hold on. When I click in it, it opened like a flash. I don't see the picture it shows in the website. Okay, let's try something else. Zakir Naik standing. The pant of Zakir Naik. You see, this is what the religious Muslim he focus in. He focus on stupid things like your pant. If it touch your foot, you are going to go to hell, brother. Right? Uh-huh. Oh, we found this one. Hold on. Finally, we found something. Because most of pictures of him is not showing really his pant. Like a whole picture. Take a look. Do you see how short it is? Do you see how stupid it looked like? And by the way, it should be shorter. It should be way shorter. But he knew it's going to look so stupid and so funny. So to protect himself from accusation or from, Muslims speaking against him, he make it short, but not too short. Like, see, I'm following the Prophet. Do you notice? I mean, how stupid is that? The guy next to him is very normal. He will not go to heaven. This guy, you know, his pant is normal. You might think he's like, well, maybe he got wrong, like size. No, no, they shorten it in purpose. It should be here to here to here, not here only. All right. And then this potato speaking about value and like what is better for society.
I'm not singling out Andrew. All Christian debaters code switch. They know Christianity isn't as based as Islam on traditional values, nor as progressive as secularism.
False. We don't have Christianity is not based on traditional, because traditional can be very wrong. As an example, traditional can be the Roman tradition, can be the Greek tradition, can be the African tradition, can be any tradition. When we say traditional, you're stupid. Christian value is a Christian value, is not based on a tradition. So the tradition of Africa in the old days, they have many wives. Even Abraham, he have more than one woman. David, he have. So Christianity is not based on tradition. Christianity is based in Christ. He corrected the Jews and everyone else about how life can be better for you. We don't follow tradition. Tradition can be horrible. Tradition is something, people stop practicing, and by time became a practice for everybody. And always tradition is going to be abrogated. So what is tradition before is not the same tradition what was before it, because always there is a new tradition for a new generation. Like if we go check the history of the bikini, it was a pant. the pant became shorter, and then become shorter, and then become a panty, and then the panty become a string, and then became naked beach. Which one is the tradition? So now there is tradition implemented in society that there's naked beaches. What does have to do with anything? You're just stupid.
On liberal values. Christianity is stuck in the middle between traditionalism and secularism. So to win against either Islam or secularism, Christians have no choice but to code switch depending on who they're debating. Putting aside this conceptual problem with Christian apologetics, how do we know that Islam is better for society than Christianity? Again, it depends on what values we adopt. Muslim and Christians generally subscribe to traditional values. In fact, all humans, due to biology, inherently value things like belief in a creator, marriage, family, and community.
None of those exist in Islam. None of those. Now we can prove it very easy. You know, when Umar he wanted to F the daughter of Ali, is it a traditional in Islam to lift the skirt of a little girl to check her vagina? Yes. I can show the reference. Umar he left the skirt of a little girl, she is not even 8 years old, to check, and Ali, her father, told him, check her out. Check her out. And you are talking about marriage and family value? That is a family value? Lifting the skirt of a girl to check her out? If you like what you see, you take her. If you don't like her, you send her home. So Ali said to Umar, she is young. Other Muslims, they said to Umar, oh, he don't like you, he don't want to give you his daughter. The news came, and then Umar, he told him, see, the people are saying to me, you don't like me, this is why you don't want me to marry her. Ali, he said, I will send her to you, check her out. If you like her, keep her. As simple as that. And they say to you, family value. Yeah, in the video, by the way, there's some bad language, but you see, uh, it's a bad language, but sometimes I don't go. I mean, we don't want to sugarcoat things, right? So when Wilson he says you F your cousin, it's true. I mean, you say the F word by letter like me, I'm saying it now, or you say the whole word. But this is what's happening. Muslims don't marry. Muslim they only F. All right. This is why the Muslim they use for the word marriage nikah, which is mean the F word. It doesn't say marriage in the Quran. It says if them, not marry them. F2 and 3 and 4. And if you could not afford to F1, then I mean you cannot afford to F4, then 1. So 1 is the last solution. So when he say the F word, he's right, you know, even though maybe people don't like to hear it, but it is reality and perfectly fit for the topic.
Community. So let's see whether Islam or Christianity is better at promoting these things in society using the abundance of empirical data available. Let's start with a bird's eye view using the World Values Survey, a global project measuring beliefs, values, and cultural changes in over 100.
Okay, hold on. Who is the one who made this? Let me show you another. I will show you a study. I translated a video a long time ago, which is published by an Islamic TV in Saudi Arabia. You know what? Let's go to the newest one. Why I want to go back? Because that video made by the Saudi woman I translated. She's a doctor in the armed forces of Saudi Arabia, and she said 40% of the population of Jeddah are homosexual. Almost same number, they have incest sex with family member. This is the Saudi, but hold on. Let us see the Islamic value based on a new study. Shall we? There's tons of them. And the one who did the study are Muslims. We will avoid the music. Give me a second so we don't get flagged by copyright. Pakistan. What happened in Pakistan? What they do in Pakistan for children in the Islamic schools? Which one is a good school?
Very good bowler. I used to play a lot when I was at the madrasa.
This music will cause us trouble. I mean, do you have to have a music?
Studying at the madrasa, but on the first day, I was worried. I wanted to tell my mother that I didn't want to stay there. I was alone without my family. The studies were very difficult. The food was bad. The tap water was no good. I was nauseous and throwing up, but after a week, I felt better and started to enjoy being there. I wanted to become a religious scholar. I wanted to be a reciter of the Quran, to travel the world and have people come and listen to me recite the Quran.
Poor kid. He learned the Quran now. He learned the hold on. Do you know what he is reciting? Do you know what he is reciting? He is reciting that Allah will give us women with just bud breast. This kid, what the first verses he learned? Allah will give us women who they are, or little girls who they have little bud breast, small breast. They just came out because they are so young. That's what he is reciting. And the documentary is about sex and how they do sex abuse to children in the madrasa, in the Islamic school. And the kid who learned Quran, he is reciting the verses where Allah will give him little children who their breast just came up. They are like 12, 13. You know, when a teenage girl, she start having her breast coming. This is what the Quran is speaking about. They are not full size. They are just coming. And all the girls in the heaven, they will be in the same age. All those women Allah will give you, if we can call them women, they are in the same age. And the cup will be served for you. Look how important. It's full to the brim, brother. Oh. Anyway, so if we go to the study, you will see what happened to this kid. And tens of thousands of kids like him get screwed, literally, raped and killed. This is the Islamic schools. Look what he's saying.
But I'm not as passionate about it as I used to be.
Wahid was raped by the headmaster of his Quranic school. To preserve his anonymity, we have changed his name. He hardly ever leaves his house. He lives in seclusion, out of sight, surrounded by his family after daring to break the law of silence. When he had the courage to report his attacker to the teachers, Wahid was punished. His phone was confiscated and he was forbidden to leave the madrasa. He managed to escape a few weeks later, taking advantage of a moment of inattention. He tells us his story 2 months after his attack.
It was the middle of the day. The headmaster came to the madrasa. He said he wanted to take me to clean his house. I was studying. I got on behind him on his motorbike and we went to his house. There, he told me to go into a room and start cleaning. A few minutes later, he came in and locked the door. He grabbed me and threw me on the bed. He started assaulting me, then pulled down his trousers and forcibly removed mine. I started to scream, but he put his hand over my mouth. And he did horrible things to me. I couldn't stop crying. He wouldn't let me go. Then he threatened me, if you tell anyone, your teacher or your family, I'll kill you.
Then if you continue, there's many documentary, by the way. Shia or Sunni is the same. The most horrible society in the world is the Islamic society. Islam is the same as a grave. They cover it by marble. The marble look nice, look beautiful, but it's a grave. So when this stupid idiot, he speak about the success of the Islamic society, we are traditional. Well, traditional in raping kids. A Muslim might say to you, well, there's a priest, they do the same. That's not the teaching of Christianity. Your prophet himself, he raped kids. The Quran encouraged you to have sex with kids. You might say, okay, not with boys. False. If you go to the Quran, you will see that the heaven of Allah, Allah make it pleasant in your eyes by promising you little youth, who they are so white like pearls, and they will never bleed. And we have the hadith where Muhammad, he promised Muslim men that in the heaven you will have market where there's no buying or selling except pictures of men and women. And if you like the picture, you get inside and you F it. Around them, here it says will serve. Nowhere it says serve. It says they will go around them, not serve. Yatufu ali. They will go around. What they're doing, we do not know. But later we will see. Young kids, not young male only, young kids. It doesn't say servant. It says Ghulman. There's a guy, his name is what his name? Ex-friendly Muslim from Pakistan. He said Christian Prince is exaggerating. This is not about sex because he's a donkey idiot. He do not know Arabic. The word Ghulm is coming from the word horny. Ghulma. So Ghulman is the ones who they are in the age of being so horny. Supposedly he's an ex-Muslim. He knew, like, he's from Pakistan, you know. So he said Christian Prince is extremist Christian. This is not true. Hmm. Uh, let us see. Now, for sure, any word can come with many meaning, but this is the meaning of this word. This is why they are called Ghulman, because simply they are in the stage of very horny. So somebody is, I don't know what the English for it will be, but I will show you with the dictionary English Arabic, and you will find some answer for that. So this is the word in Arabic, غلمة. Ghulam is one. Ghulma is the description, is a male, but Ghulma is description of somebody he have a lot of lust. He cannot control it. Like his lust is out of control. And this is the dictionary. This is what it says. All of those is about this word. Many of those words, by the way, in English, I do not know what they are. So you tell me if they are exactly correct. But this is what the word Ghulma coming from. So Ghulam is someone, he is in such an age or such a state of being horny. He's young, let us say a teenage. You know, when a teenage he got to the top of his sexuality, that is what a ghulma, and that what is a ghulam. And then this friendly ex-Muslim, he says, Christian Prince is your virgin. Pakistani boy, you left Islam, but you're still donkey. Yet David Wood, he welcomed him. You know, he showed me, he want to make fun of the Bible. He says the earth is a flat in the Bible. I said to him, it says the earth like a circle or a globe. He said, but circle is a flat. The earth is many circle, you idiot. The edge of it is a circle. Doesn't mean it's a and David Wood welcome him to his channel. Both are potatoes. So this is what your religion is about. And then you are giving me speeches about Muslim value. Your value is to F kids, boys, and little girls. And that is your tradition. And if one of them, he mentioned what you have done to them, you will kill them. The secret have to be a taboo. Nobody should know about it. Your tradition as a Muslim, if a man, if somebody, you do nothing to him. But if a girl, she do that, and people expose it, most likely she's going to be killed. This is your Islamic tradition. Boys get away with things, girls don't. And you are telling me about Muslim value and tradition?
Countries. Their World Cultural Map from 2023 groups countries by religion. Protestant European countries are yellow, Orthodox is red, European Catholics are green, Latin America in light blue, and Islamic countries in gray. On the x-axis, countries that value individual self-expression and autonomy are further right on the graph. On the y-axis, countries that are more secular are higher up. The ones that have more traditional values are lower. So you can see in the bottom left, there are the Islamic countries that are more traditional, whereas the Christian countries are more secular and value individual autonomy. How about belief in God? Muslim countries show higher religiosity and belief in God than Christian ones.
All those studies are just stupid because simply, so what if you believe? First of all, you Muslims don't believe in anything. You don't. Because no Muslim actually, he agree with other Muslim about his belief. I mean, if I go right now and check the video is made against you by Muslims, I will find a 1,000 video showing that you do not know Islam. I mean, even Adnan Rashid, the stupid Adnan Rashid, he schooled you. Why? Because you Muslims don't have a belief. Everyone, he come with his own belief, as he wish. You don't even have a religion. And at the end of the day, all the studies you made that Muslims have more religious belief as you claim. Why Muslim countries are messed up as long as you are religious? This is the question should be. Why rape in Muslim countries is skyrocketing? Can you answer? Why women are not safe in a Muslim street? Can you answer? Huh? Remember, it's about who is better society. If a woman walk alone in America and a woman walk alone in any Islamic countries, what will happen? Hmm? Why the Muslim woman, she need a guardian when she walk in the street? Do you know why? Because Islamic society is a society of pervert. Islam make you a living dog, not a living human. Your Islamic society is the most wicked. Tens of thousands of men, they will follow a woman just because she is walking along the street. Let us see if I can find you some videos. Where is the videos? I mean, I just changed the browser and it's not showing me. This is the National Day of Saudi Arabia. Those are the men coming to the women and look. Guys, did you see how he touched her butt? Did you see? Did you see how he pushed his finger inside her butt? Look, see? Hold on, let us see. Oh, hold on, you know what? I have better, I just remember, instead of looking for this, because there's tons of videos actually. There's many videos made by Muslim women about what happened to them when they went to Kaaba. The Kaaba is the best place for sex, sexual harassment. Me Too. Solution for sexual assault. What is Me Too? All of those, they speak about how sexually they are assaulted during the Hajj of the Kaaba. Me Too. Is that one of them? I don't know. There's a music. I don't want the music. How a Muslim woman was sexually abused. She was, etc. In Mecca. Yeah, you go. Every man will grab you from your butt. By the time they finish going around the Kaaba, they will be having enough masturbation. Maybe I need to open. Let us see. I saw many documentary actually, but I need to search for what was the title. I'm not sure really. I think it was Me Too, something like that. Me Too, Me Too. Where is the videos? Maybe I got the wrong ad, right title. Okay, let's make it me too with, make it connected together, maybe because they make it with dash or something. All right. There's many documentary, but I don't know. I cannot really find Me Too movement, sexual crimes, Islamic perspective. Yasser Qadi is speaking about it too. Even Yasser Qadi is speaking about it. Yeah, even Yasser Qadi, he made a video about it. Shut up.
Of our brothers are completely oblivious to. Our sisters are aware that regardless of where they are, how they dress, sometimes in Muslim lands, some man is going to say something. Some hand is going to come out of somewhere. Some body will brush against them accidentally. And even though we don't like to talk about it, the fact of the matter is that ignoring the problem will not make it disappear. Now, one khutbah is simply not enough time to discuss each and every one of these aspects, because really it is multifaceted. There's spousal abuse, there's sexual harassment at the workplace, there's catcalling, there's molestation of children. Each one of these is a separate topic. Each one requires not one khutbah but many hours of talks and counselings. But at least in one khutbah, let's try to summarize some generic advice for ourselves, for all of us.
Sure. Is that including?
So that we can do whatever we can.
Is that including Mimi Hijab? And Lily Dawa? So you know their cult is beyond faith, and they say to you, our value, our tradition, this is your value. Your prophet, he go to his own son house, and he see the wife standing almost wearing nothing. And what he have done? He forced his son to divorce his wife, and he took her to his bedroom. And for sure he was effing her during the time she was his wife. How we know? When Muhammad he flirted with the wife, she did not get upset. Imagine if your father come to visit you, and he flirt with your wife. What your wife will do? She will kick him out, right? She will shout any good women, any women with dignity. She will scream at him. She will beat him up with her shoes, kick him out of the house. What Muhammad did, he flirted with her. She did not complain. In fact, when her husband came, she told him the good news. Your father was here and he said this to me. And then the son of Muhammad, which is son by adoption, Muhammad, he adopted him obviously to use him to marry this girl so he can F her and nobody will suspect. But now Muhammad became powerful. He do not need, why I'm going to keep this woman there for this guy when I can have her alone. So when he came home, she told him that your father was here and he flirted with me, and he said the following words. And in Arabic it says فَفَطِنَ Zayd. So Zayd, he got it. Uh-oh. The so-called prophet of Allah is boom boom my wife. So he went to Muhammad and he said to him, this woman, she is very bad. She have a bad mouth. I want to divorce her. Muhammad, he says, come on, man, keep your wife. I mean, look how hypocrite, coward he is. A second ago was in the house of the man. flirting with his wife with loud voice. When I say something with loud voice, obviously I'm trying to make the women hear it. All right? And by the way, there's a miracle happened there. That when Zayd, he tried to F his wife after Muhammad, he desired her. The wife of Zayd, she said that her husband, his penis is swelled each time he tried to get close to me. You see the miracle? And nobody made him have such a thing except Allah. And this is how you know that she is a whore.
The news is that Zayd went to bed that evening. Zainab said, Zayd could not have me, and I could not refuse him except what God has forbidden.
Why he could not have her? She said, Tawarrama. Allah made his penis swell.
Zainab said that, and in some accounts, Zayd was afflicted with that swelling when he wanted to approach her.
And Daniel Peacock is talking about our tradition. So your tradition, your prophet, when he go to a married wife of his son, he flirt with her and he effed her. And your tradition saying that Allah made the husband penis swell. That's it. She's preserved for Muhammad. You cannot touch her vagina. The guy, he unzip, he grab it. Oh, my penis, what happened to my penis? It's swelling, it became big, big, big like zucchini. What the no, it's hurting, it's hurting. Put it back, put it back. He put it back, he's fine now. It's a miracle. I mean, even the miracles of your God Allah in tradition is about the penis swelling. And you are talking about tradition, you idiot. And value and religion. Are we lying? This is your very much Islamic scholars. This is Tafsir al-Qurtubi. Hold on. In fact, I found that this website, they have a translation in English. Who won it, guys? Look, look, look. This website, they have in English. What the heck? Who won this website? That's very good. Who won the reference of Muhammad penis, sorry, the son of Muhammad penis is swelled, and how he flirted with the wife in English, translated by Muslims. This is the link. Take it. Save it. The traditions of Allah, Prophet, and his religion, the value, the family of the family value. You see the family value? Can you beat such a value? But we know that this is totally against the teaching of Christ. This is satanic. You know, did Jesus allow us to look at other women? Can we? Can you look at a woman, she is not your wife? Can we? This is your best man, which you take your tradition from him. In fact, the Muslims, they say we are Sunni, which means we follow the steps of Muhammad. What does that mean? You go to your own son's house, you flirt with the wife, and you F her. Look at this, guys. He saw Zainab, and his heart full for her. Well, we are talking about married women. You know, the Muslim, they talk about AP, he cheated, right? Which is disgusting. But do you see the hypocrisy? How come a cheater is a praise in Islam and he is a prophet? He is cheating in his son. You are now flirting He said to her, praise be to Allah, the one who made my heart flip for you. He desired her. I mean, guys, look at the word. Look at the word. He desired her. She was the most beautiful woman in Quraysh. She was big and fat and white, which is at that time the description of very beautiful women. If you are very fat at that time and you are huge, you know, and white, you are perfect. If you are skinny, nobody will marry you, because that means you are not healthy and you will not have good kids, and you are not even spoiled. You are not from a good family, because women who they are fat, they don't work. They have servant. They have needs. Big butt. So she had big butt, huge, 1 meter by 1 meter. And Muhammad, when he saw her, he cannot hold his penis. I mean, he held it, but I mean, he could not hold it inside the pant. Like boing. His penis pointed at her. Oh, this is the woman I want. This I want. I want this one. I want this one. So Muhammad, his penis get into action. His mouth start talking. Oh, praise be to Allah. My heart to flip for you. And you are talking about tradition and family value. Potato. Imagine this potato, Daniel, is debating a Christian prince, and he said those things to me. Do you see why they will not debate me? He is debating someone who know nothing about Islam, and he focused in one point. You Muslims have low IQ, and he's right. And that because of cousin marriage. It makes sense, but this is not the only reason. In my opinion, religion can subdue your IQ. Because even if you are smart, and you have a religion is so stupid, then there's one of two things. Either you leave the religion, or you subdued your brain to the religion. Which one? So the Muslim, they have according to the study, very low IQ because of Islam. Not only from cousin marriage. These religions will make you stupid, act stupid, think stupid. When somebody kill his brain and he decide to believe that there's a God will give him endless penis, he decided to be stupid. When somebody killed his brain and he believed that there's somebody, if I kill for him, he will give me a lot of women to F. Then even if you have a brain, your brain is dead. Right? And this guy, he spent, God knows how much he spent time to make those, you know, like a graphic, which is very stupid. A Muslim woman cannot walk in the street alone. That is reality. A Muslim woman, she need a guardian. That is reality. Why? Because you Muslims are following a pervert, and you will not let a Muslim walk alone, Muslim women. This is why she need a guardian. If the Islamic society is a good society, then you will not need a guardian. Is that correct, guys? If your wife, she is safe to walk in the street, why you need a guardian for her? Guardian from who? From the Muslims. Is that correct? Why we need a guardian? I gave the reference already. I posted the link. If I have no thieves, I will not have bars over my windows. As simple as that. And who was the biggest thief in this story? Muhammad. In fact, the Muslims, they talk about their value. Do you know that Muhammad, he have 16 privilege? 16 privilege. Let me see if I can find it here in this website, because it should be here too. There's no option to go next. 16 privilege, all of them, most of them is about his penis. to the point if his eyes fall into a woman, her husband must divorce her so the Prophet can if her. Are we lying, Muslims? Let us show you the reference. And you are talking about Islamic value? If anyone knows Andrew, let him watch my videos and learn how to debate Muslims. Even though he did good job, by the way, I mean, with the point he's mentioning, but all his debate is focusing on that. Because you can wipe the floor with him way better. So their book saying, if the Prophet eyes fall into a woman, her husband, he must divorce her immediately so the Prophet can if her. And again, this is the same book, by the way, but here they are showing only one page. I could not go next page to see if they have a translation for it. This is Al-Qurtubi, page number 424 in the Arabic book. And this is the privilege of Muhammad. Read with me carefully. Privilege number 10. If the Prophet, his eyes fall into a woman, which means he like your wife, her husband must divorce her.
The 10th point. If his gaze falls upon a woman, her husband must divorce her, and it becomes permissible for him to marry her.
Must divorce her. This is Islam. This is the pervert Muhammad. This is their books. This is Tafsir al-Quran by Imam al-Qurtubi, not a potato in YouTube. This is a prophet of God. Huh? And this guy talking about the value of a Muslim family? Do you even have a value? So if Muhammad, I don't like to talk about somebody's wife, by the way, I'm not doing that. But just giving you an example, as long as this guy, he claimed Islam is good. So if Daniel Shish Kebab, Kuka, I don't know what his name, the Prophet, his eyes fall into his wife's butt. This potato had to divorce his wife immediately so the Prophet can if her. And this potato talking about what? Value. Are you stupid or are you stupid? For sure you are stupid.
Debate is you get to actually get in the mind of your opponent. What? What happened?
Those are the inbreed of Islam. This is true. You have a defect in the body. Children are born with disability. Not only they are mentally ill, they have a physical disability. Because when you marry your cousin, and then the cousin married the cousin, and then the cousin, you are having sex with your sister. And you end with the most defect.
Oh. The fun thing about debate is you get to actually get in the mind of your opponent. You get to study and dissect the things that they say and believe. After watching Daniel for hours, a few things became obvious. The first, he's a far better Muslim apologist than I am a Christian apologist, that's for sure.
Sure.
But he's far weaker on politics than myself and the nature of the world. The second is that he's an above average.
You are wrong on that. This guy, he knows nothing about Islam and his religion and anything. But anyway, you can praise a donkey so his ears can get bigger sometime.
Debater, but he ain't quite God tier. See, if I were Daniel and fighting from his worldview, I'd point out Christianity is fractured and weak, that Christianity is totally incapable of fighting back against the degeneracy of our time. Its impotence has led to social categories of degeneracy.
Let us skip a little bit. Yeah, anyway. The Muslim low IQ.
Generational poverty 4 to 6 times. Almost every study available shows that IQ entering the low 80s, Muslim countries, affects nearly every aspect of life in a negative way. Economic prospects, criminality, mental, physical health, happiness metrics, and both at the individual and societal level. In fact, study shows that when a country has a sub-90 IQ average, they find it difficult to have basic innovation, infrastructure, professional class, and other basic needs of a functional society. Is that sounding familiar yet? Now, here's the thing that's interesting. Modern societies don't require everyone to be a genius. Just look at me. But they do rely on a distribution of abilities, and you can see their roles below. 70 to 85, basic job, practical skills, routine labor. That's Islam. That's almost every Islamic nation, ladies and gentlemen, 70 to 85. Sometimes up to 2 standard deviations lower. Whew. 85 to 100 would be skilled labor administrative support, 100 to 115 professional middle management, 115 to 130 engineers, scientists, doctors, specialized roles, the things they desperately need that they get from us. 130 plus innovation, leadership, high-level problem solving. Next slide, please. Inbreeding itself over generations causes massively compounds that lead to negative consequences. And you can see the risk curve there. You see how the genetic defects increase every single generation. Moving over, I just want to point this out on the last slide. Islam took an ethnic people that were at the heart of being the top of civilization. And through generations of Islam and inbreeding has turned them into the lowest IQ, some of the stupidest people.
This is a good point, by the way. Because if you look at the Persia, they used to be equal to the Roman in many things. Persia never was Iran, never was a country of stupid people. It was a country where everybody feared, for they are top in everything. Not only they have a massive army. What happened to Iran? What happened to Egypt? Egypt, all of us, we knew what it was before Islam. What happened to Egypt since Islam came? Check it out. How we can compare Egypt before Islam to Egypt after Islam? Who is the one who built the biggest library in Egypt in the world? Alexandria. With the city of Alexandria, Alexander the Great. What the Muslim did to it? They burned the books to cook on them. The biggest library in history is gone because of the faith of Islam. Right? Abdul saying Greek was once great, but after Christianity became what? Became a greater. Why? Because Greek, before Christianity, they were focusing in philosophy. Greek, after Christianity, became a great kingdom. In case you do not know, you're an idiot. Who said to you Greek disappeared or became a shrink because simply of a Christianity? It's the opposite. It became a great kingdom. All the art you see around you, like the most popular, well-known church in the world, is built by who? By the Muslims? It's built by the Christians, and now it is in Turkey. If you call a city Istanbul, which is Islampol, what this is Constantinia. Who is the one who built? Can you build a city like this? You cannot. Well, those are the Greek people, Betito. What happened to them after they became Christians? Can we compare Greece to any Muslim country? Can we? Rapists? Thieves? Europe now is going down because the Abdul is coming to Europe. Otherwise, Europe was always good. We can't compare. When the Abdul come to a place, even if it's heaven, is going to become a ruin. It's a fact. When the Muslims invaded Spain, there's a lot of books written about how much civilization grew because of Muslim. Liars. Arab Muslims are savage, do not know how to build two bricks together. Those are the slaves, the Christians, who they kidnapped them from their homes to build for them palaces. Until now in the Middle East, jewelry stores take off in Saturday and Sunday. Do you know why? Because through even jewelry you cannot even make. You can't even make a ring. Who is the one who built even boats for them? Go and read Ibn Khaldun. Ibn Khaldun is a Muslim. Can Muslims say he's a liar? He explained to you that the Arab Muslims, the Bedouin, is willing to burn a library to cook, to take it down, to cook a dish. Let me see if I can find the reference for that. Yeah, Ibn Khaldun. Let us see. Hmm. I'm trying to find the reference. Give me a second. I'm sure you can find it yourself, you know. Uh, and the Muslim, they try to defend. They say, yeah, but this is not accurate, you know. Yeah. Yeah, when you type his name, you get a lot of, you know, search. I'm trying to find where he spoke about. Let us see. And by the way, this is a claim of Ibn Khaldun debunked, brother. The Muslim, they can debunk anyone, even Ibn Khaldun. Let us see. Where is Ibn Khaldun words? I could not find it. You know, maybe somebody can find it and post it later in the comment section. Anyway, you will. Yeah, we are not making things up. You will find Ibn Khaldun saying it clearly that the Arab, they are willing to burn library, and that's what they did in order to cook, in order to eat. As simple as that. As simple as that. Uh, like here in this article is speaking about them. Ibn Khaldun mentioned how they burned the library of Alexandria, but I want the quotation, his quotation, not only talking about him. Let us see. Yeah, I could not find the quotation, sadly. Maybe, yeah, maybe if somebody later can find it and post it for us, that would be good. And you know, this is their own Muslim philosopher. And by the way, the Muslim, they chase him to kill him and they put him in jail as usual. Anyone who tried to use his brain, the Muslim, they will be proud about him later, but not on their time. Because now they will say, oh, he's a philosopher. So look, there's even the foreigner, they speak about him. But they will not tell you that we always want to kill those ones. If someone of us is smarter than the rest, he is going to be accused to be kafir, an enemy to Allah. In fact, every one of their scholars either end killed or end in jail. The second he starts using their brain, he will end at jail. As simple as that. Anyway, let us continue.
On planet Earth, literally. You think I'm being mean? I'm not. They're literally some of the stupidest people on planet Earth. Everywhere Islam goes, inbreeding increases and societies become worse. Where Christianity goes, inbreeding decreases, so societies do better in almost every material way. Let's just point out here, as I wrap this up. 1 second. So it's clear here that my argument summarized, though this isn't its entirety, is that Islam creates huge societies with large swaths of people with IQs so collectively low, they would be considered developmentally challenged, borderline retarded here in the West. Not kidding. Due to this side effect, force doctrine becomes the order of the day. Because the technological difference in capabilities of each people group is so vastly different, think Apollo mission compared to Starship Enterprise, Islam must literally bank on the benevolence of Christians to not wipe them off the face of planet Earth. They are basically, the feminists of the East, totally reliant on the goodwill and benevolence of global Christianity, not to just not exterminate them. Okay? And take their resources, always appealing to the mightier force for their existence and the benevolence of that very people group who Daniel today is arguing doesn't make better societies, which is a laughable proposition. Even absent the degeneracy of a people group must be able to competently defend itself or bank on the benevolence of the people group, which can. And almost everybody is going to prefer the society that can. Imagine the irony here of arguing against the very Christians you find inadequate morally, yet bank on their moral benevolence to not wipe your low IQ fucking asses off the face of planet Earth. Thank
you.
Thank you very much for that opening as well. I wanted to take a moment to say thank you to our friends at Maine First Project for sponsoring DebateCon 6, as they also believe in the values of free speech and fair debate. Maine First Project is fighting for conservatism in New England and beyond. So check out their link in the description box below. We are going to jump into the 5-minute rebuttals. Just a quick reminder, folks, please be sure your phones are on silent, and also please do refrain from recording or streaming any footage other than if it's TikTok length, that's fine. But we're going to kick it into 5-minute rebuttals. First with Daniel, the floor is all yours.
So this falls exactly into what I predicted. You argued like a libtard. This falls into exactly what I predicted. You argued like a libtard. How? You're saying that success is on the basis of IQ. Well, how are you going to argue tomorrow when you debate with an atheist that Christian IQ is higher than secular atheist IQ? In fact, the atheist IQ is much higher than Christian IQ. So your entire standard for judging Islam applies just as much to Christianity. And tomorrow when you're debating the atheist, you'll have to concede that your Christian religion is associated or correlated with lower IQ. Therefore, atheism or secularism is better for society because it raises IQ. So that's one point. Point number 2, where in the Bible does it restrict cousin marriage? This, as you acknowledged, is a later papal decree. It was not a part of Jesus' teachings. Jesus didn't come out and say, hey, if you want to have a successful society...
Those of you in the audience, I do want to ask you to keep it down so we can hear the speaker.
Jesus didn't say, oh, hey, if you want success and you want to have a prosperous society, you shouldn't marry your cousin. Jesus never had this apparently essential Christian teaching that is the key to success on earth. That's your whole argument against Islam, and it's found nowhere in Jesus' teachings. It's found nowhere in the early church fathers' teachings. This is something that came later. And also, when it was decreed that cousin marriage is considered to be incest, it wasn't on the basis of IQ. This is something that you have adopted from who? From atheists, from secularists, from those who are doing secular science to discover these medical problems or IQ levels. So your entire standard for judging Islam is not a Christian standard, it's not a biblical standard, it's not an Orthodox church standard. This is coming only from atheists, from atheistic science. Second of all, if IQ is such end-all be-all, Christian societies, if you bring up a country list of countries by IQ, many Christian countries are on the bottom there. I don't know if you consider them to be true Christians because they're not white, but they're also at 80 IQ, 70 IQ. Look at sub-Saharan Africa, look at Latin America, look at the Philippines. It's also comparable with Muslim countries. Do you consider them to be Christians or not? Also, go back to the Middle Ages. IQ was much lower in the Middle Ages in Christian societies. Why that has changed is because of the Flynn effect. IQ has increased globally over the world, across the world, because of the Flynn effect. So if you have a problem, again, with lower IQ, look at medieval or Middle Age Christian societies. And also, here's another big problem. IQ is also linked with race. So if you want to prioritize high IQ, you should discourage interbreeding between races. Why should higher average IQ from Asians or whites or Jews or whatever race that has a higher...
Here we have to stop this idiot. You know, first of all, he said that in Christianity, nowhere it says that. In fact, no, it says, because the Bible commands us in many places not to follow the pagan practice who they are around us. And this was a practice of the pagan. The pagan is the one who marry their own cousins, even their own sisters. So any practice the pagan they do practice, we don't practice. It doesn't matter what it is. And this is why even their food is forbidden for us. Like Muslim food is forbidden for us. Even the Bible does not mention the word Muslims, for sure, but we know that this is about the Muslims too. So it doesn't have to be to say exactly like there's a million things around us. Do we need to mention it one by one? Any practice which is not mentioned in the Bible to do so, it is not to be done. And when the Bible forbids us from following paganism practice, then we should not. And now if we go to the Old Testament, actually we have we have verses in the Bible speaking about some Israeli committed sin against God by doing so. So already we know that this is not right. We do not need to have a verse saying specifically this you should not do. It's very simple. When the Bible says the man he leave his parents and he will be ikhad with other women, a strange woman. A strange woman is not his cousin. In the old days, we understand that family is, like population is small, and like, we know that Adam children, they marry their sisters. I mean, their sisters, not their cousins, because there's only one man, one woman. And then the population, start getting increased. So we have already, from the beginning, we have something we call it incest today. But what the excuse for it now? The Quran commanded Muhammad to F his cousins from his mother's side, from his father's side. So while you are saying that it's not from the Bible, it is. It is. We can get many verses in the Bible. As an example, if you go to the book of Leviticus, chapter 18, I think. Let me check, hold on. Yeah, just to be sure from the number. You shall not take a woman as revile wife to her sister, uncovering her nakedness while her sister is still alive. This is, we are talking about thousands of years ago. We are talking about people living, we can call it still cave time. From that time, it is not right for you to go after the sister of your wife. Why? Not your cousin. She's not your cousin. She's a stranger. Even though you cannot take two sisters. Why? Because they are sisters. But they are strangers. What if he divorce one wife and now he want to marry her sister? He cannot. When the Muslims speak about what is right, what's wrong, your Quran dictate to Muhammad to have sex with his cousins. It's not like, it was somebody practicing. It was Muhammad commanded by his God, supposedly. All right? Let us continue.
Their average IQ, Christianity encourages or allows interbreeding between the races. That will result in a lower IQ. So you should be against that.
That's false. Because there's no scientific study says that if a white person marry an Asian person, their son will be stupid. You're just a donkey. In fact, when you take from someone too far from you, too far from your race, why inbreeding is wrong? Because it is so close to you. The more it's close to your DNA, the more it is risky. Correct? This is why I call it inbreeding. The more it's close to you, this is why the cousin is the more closer, and then the cousin of the cousin, and then the cousin of the cousin, etc. So the more it's close to you, the more it is going to be risky, unhealthy, and maybe a birth defect will happen. If someone from different race, that will make it even lower risk, because simply they have totally different, many things different. The look, many of the things that the DNA is different, even though all of us are a human. So the inbreed is simply the more close to you, the more risky it is, not the opposite. And here that prove that in Christianity, when we say we should not marry a cousin, that's because we are not about a race. One of the behavior of marrying your cousin is being racist. Like my cousin is better than the rest. We want to keep the business in the family. We want to, this is always about family. It's us. The strangers cannot get in. It's racism. There's a stranger and there's a family member. The family member, he should F this woman because she is a family member. A stranger should not. And that caused a big problem with the inbreeding.
Because that's going to, over time, lower the average IQ of society. So that should be something that you need to oppose to be consistent. Interracial marriage or interracial breeding should be contrary to your point or contrary to your position. Also, yeah, I mean, I'm just shocked that your entire argument about why Christianity is better than Islam is a cousin marriage argument. That's like shocking because it just works so far against you. So if IQ is the end all be all of what makes a society good, then Christianity loses to atheism and secularism. Like case closed. So like I don't.
That can be debunked easy. How many atheists are scientists and how many believers Christians are scientists and how many Jewish believers are scientists? You're just a stupid idiot. Correct? We can check out. Is the atheist the most like scientist people? Do we have a massive number? Like what is the biggest name in history for science? We will find that they are Christians or Jews. What is the Muslims? And then if we check about the Muslims, we will find that those Muslims are not the one who practice Islam. They are just have Arabic names, which mean they are not following inbreeding and they are not following the tradition and the teaching of Muhammad. This is why they were smarter. Are you allowed in Islam to cut the body of a human being to check out? No. You are not allowed. So how those scientists, they were studying how the human body is made when Islam forbid them from doing such a thing? Obviously they are not Muslims. According to your prophet, Nagla seed is the medicine for every disease. It's the cure for every disease. If scientists, he said, this is stupid, what your Muslim will do? You will kill him. So the Islamic science cannot exist opposing so-called Muhammad science. So if I am a scientist who study and get the highest degree in the world of science, in medicine, whatever, can I say this is stupid? I will be killed immediately. Is it true that the black common have cure? Is the cure of every disease, any disease, except death? According to your prophet, death is a disease, which is stupid. Since then, death is this, which means he's saying to you, he can recover you, but if you're dead, that's it. We cannot bring the dead back. Is that science? We know that all seeds, they have benefit, all seeds, but the Nagda seed have a cure for every disease. So why you Muslims shut down, during Corona, and what about the plague was killing people in Mecca left and right by tens of thousands? Huh? As long you have the Nagla seed, just take Nagla seed. Is Muhammad an educated person or he's a donkey? And by the way, he claimed that his knowledge is coming from Allah. This is Al-Bukhari speaking about Muslims. They were dying rapidly because of a disease. And the funny Muhammad, he claimed that a plague will not enter Mecca or Al-Medina. And right after he died, the plague entered the two cities, and Muslims, they were dying by thousands. As you see, funeral after funeral, one after one, non-stop, all day long. Take the necklace seed. According to Muhammad, and this is science again, Mr. Scientist, the one who takes 7 ajwa a day, huh? What will happen to him? He will never get sick. And no black magic can affect him. Now, not to mention that black magic is a joke. And the funny, the Muslim in their books, in the same book, it says that Muhammad was infected by black magic and he died because of poison. Yet he eats 7 ajwa every day. And why 7? What about we eat 8? What if it is 6? Is that science? So here you see how the stupid teaching of Muhammad can destroy the life of many, because many, now they get sick, they take 7 ajwa or they take necklace seed and they think that's it, they are going to be healed. Right? What about a man? He came to Muhammad, he told him, my brother is so sick. Okay. Muhammad did not even ask him the same, no, he just told him, tell him to drink honey. Okay. The guy, he went, he told his brother, drink honey. He came back and he told him, oh Prophet of Allah, he's getting more sick. Muhammad, he told him, tell him to drink honey. Okay. The man, he came again. He said to him, he's getting more sick. And again, the third time, he came for the third time. And Muhammad said to him, let him drink honey. He insists. He returned and he said again, I have done that. The Prophet said, then, Allah has said the truth and your brother's stomach told a lie. And then the Muslim, they add later saying, so he made him drink honey and he was cured. The guy would not dare to come back. Omar was going to kill him. Because obviously Muhammad is a liar. He came back, he go for a few days, he come back, he's getting worse, he's getting worse, he's getting worse, maybe have a diabetes. The guy, he did not even tell him what the disease, he just told him, my brother is sick. He told him, let him drink honey. And he claimed that he got the knowledge from Allah. And then because the guy is not recovered, your brother's stomach is telling a lie. Have you ever heard of a stomach making a lie? And according to the story here, so he made him drink honey and he was cured. Really? When? He did not come back to report. It says here he came for the third time. And this is what he said. Where it says he came back and it was a cure? Nobody. Nowhere. The guy never came back because he will be killed. He just made Muhammad so angry, accusing his brother stomach of lying. Imagine a doctor, you go to him, he says, my stomach, oh, it's, you know, your stomach is lying. Oh, doctor, I have pain. Oh, you're a liar. Liars come back. Allah told the truth. That is very scientific. Right? And this guy talking about science and scientific. And what make it more funny, he agreed that his religion make people stupid.
And many Christian societies are low IQ, as in the same way as certain Muslim countries. The thing about the difference between me and you is my values are based on marriage, family, traditional values of that nature, not
Liar, you have none. We exposed that.
atheistic values of IQ and intelligence.
We're going to jump into Andrew's rebuttal as well. The timer is set for you. 5 minutes, Andrew.
Libtard value. Don't fuck your first cousin. Libtard.
Sorry, guys, for the
Let me
language.
just point out that Daniel Haqiqatjou didn't actually rebut any of my arguments, not a single one. My argument was simple, and I'll repeat it here again. The argument is that your society has to rely on the benevolence of mind to exist because of your general IQ. You see, remember how I told you the 70 to 85 is basic jobs, practical skills, routine labor? That's most Muslim societies, sir. Doesn't matter if you point out two exceptions to the rule. Even in those societies in which Christians have a lower IQ, guess what you find? Their interbreeding rates are going down, and when you compare them to the same Arab population where they're inbreeding, that section of the population, the IQ is always lower. So what's my argument here?
In fact, you know, I am from the Middle East. I'm born there. Christians are the top doctors, the top engineers, the top lawyers, the top in everything have to do with education. If you go to any university, you will see that the biggest number of students are Christians, even though they become small in population. If you go to the jail, you will find that the biggest number in jail are Muslims, even in France. Am I lying? Check the jail. Check the university. In the same society, in the same country, in the same street, those who they are Christians are the top in education. It's a fact. Who is the most smart doctor in Egypt? Christian, Coptic Christian. In fact, he is a top doctor in the world. In order for a Muslim to be successful, you have to take him out of his society. And then he can be successful. Which means you have to take him out of an Islamic atmosphere. Then he can be something else. Because Islam will kill your brain. Why 10 million Jews? They have way more Nobel Prize from all the Muslims together, who they passed the 1 billion long time ago. You need to explain. Can you explain it? No. I can. Islam will kill your brain. When you are a Muslim, you are thinking only about your penis. All your religion is about what? Your penis. Not science. Even if you want to make a charity, you make a charity because you want to have sex with somebody, to use the charity to sleep with someone. Have nothing to do with the charity. Like in the Quran it says, Allah command you to do charity. How? If you could not F an orphan, what? If you could not F an orphan, okay, F 2 and 3 and 4. This is a charity. If you fear that you shall not be able to deal justly with orphans, then F women 2 and 3 and 4. So we start with what? In order to do justice to orphan, we F them. Have you ever heard of somebody doing a charity to orphan by Fing them? The word here, marry, does not exist. In Arabic it says inkahu. F them. F2, F3, F4. So if you could not do good by Fing the orphan, what kind of a prophet he encouraged you to F an orphan? So And the Muslim, they will say to you, those are orphan, you know, by marrying them, we are helping them. They are orphan, they are kids. So you cannot feed them without effing them. And this is called charity in Islam. It's in front of you. Go back.
My argument is that Christian societies are better because they lower inbreeding, which collectively takes your IQ so far down the rabbit trail that you end up having to beg the higher IQ individuals for protection from them. You have to bank on their benevolence. Imagine this guy is banking on the benevolence of Christians who have a high enough IQ to basically eradicate all of the Middle East. There's nothing they can do about it. And they're banking on that benevolence while telling you all that you're immoral. You're immoral. This is not an atheist argument. Far and away. Well, the argument here is based around what it is that we're discussing. And what are we discussing? Which makes for better societies, right? Christianity or Islam? How can you claim you have better societies, sir, when half of your societies are so inbred, their IQs are like borderline retarded? How? How could this possibly be of benefit? And you know what they do when they go to other countries? They keep doing it. They keep doing it. Now he says, well, if you value IQ more than all other values, who said anything about that? The debate is not about that. It's about which makes for better societies. Now, which society would you rather live in? Would you rather live in a society of donkey pull cart, right? Donkey pull cart, because we're not smart enough to make car. We're not smart enough to even have infrastructure because we're at 70 IQ, 80 IQ, borderline.
By the way, Emirat, they made their first fighter jet. But the engineers are not from Emirat. The one who put the screws are not from Emirat. The engine is not made in Emirat. The wings are not from Emirat. The chips is not from Emirat. So what is from Emirat? And then they will say to you, it's made in Emirat. That is a joke. Emirat citizens, they get their degrees, most of it, from online universities, paid for it. And there's many universities, they give them degree because they are foreigners and just make money from them. The whole country run by foreigners, and all of us we knew. All of us we knew. You see, in America, just to be more realistic, if you check around you, you will find everything in America now is made in China, but not because American cannot make it. There's a big difference. They are taking it from China because it's so cheap. To make the same thing in America costs way more. So Americans are focusing in what is so, like they say, the big industry. The cheap stuff, let us buy it from China, which I believe is wrong. But there's a huge difference between somebody he cannot make anything and someone he chose to make the cheap stuff there and he kept the high technology here. Even China, they do not know until now how to make an engine for the space. They used to buy it from Ukraine. In fact, Chinese company, they bought a company in Ukraine who make engine for the aerospace. And then the Ukrainian government, they cancel the sales. When you Muslims can make an engine, can Turkey make an engine? Can you? Which country? Everything you have, you are always behind in everything. But the most important thing, you are behind in value. You see, when the Muslim he brag about value, let us say, okay, you have a low IQ and you have no skills for jobs, and then he say we have value. At least we value good things like respecting our parents. There's tons of stories about Middle Eastern, they spit at their parents. And the punishment in the Bible for disrespecting your parents is death. Muhammad himself, he insulted his parents. He said his mother and his father are najis. And this is in the Quran. وَإِنَّمَا الْمُشْرِكُونَ النَّجِسِ. You don't have value. Do you respect your parents? If this man's mother, she is still a Christian, according to the Quran, she is najis. Are you willing to call her najis? Najis mean you are dirty to the point nothing can clean you. This is why they have no-go zone. No-go zone. And you are talking about better society? Muhammad, he said, and let us see the value. He's talking about value, right? Muhammad, he said that women are Satan. Women are Satan. They come in the image of Satan and they live in the image of Satan. Is that a value of a good society? Who is willing from the Muslim to print this in the top of his mother's grave or his mother's bed? Who is willing? Look how great the society of Muhammad. Muhammad was sitting with his friends. A woman walked by. Muhammad kept staring at her butt until his penis getting excited. So he go to his wife. Look how filthy he is. He's sitting with his friends. He could not wait. He go to his wife. He forced her into sex. She was doing leather tanning, which means she is dirty. She's stinky. You know, leather tanning is very sweaty job. You can check it out how they do it. And then Muhammad, he came back to his companions to explain what happened to him. Where you go? He said the women advances and retire in the shape of the devil. So when a man, one of you, sees a woman, he did not say don't look at them. He says sees a woman, look at them, look. But when you look, he should go to his wife, for that will repeal what he feel in his heart. So now he is admitting that he is being satanic, looking at a woman she is not his. Yet he claimed that the woman is the devil, but the woman did nothing. She is wearing a burqa, and this is telling you that the Islamic burqa did not stop the pervert Muslims from being pervert. Was she wearing a bikini in Mecca? No. Was she naked? No. She was wearing a short skirt? No. A woman, she did nothing. She just walking down the street. So when you speak about value, you donkey, this is your value, that your mother, she advanced in the shape of a devil and she retreat in the shape of a devil. That is the value of your religion. And that cannot be a value of any good man. Because women is your mother first, and your sister second, and your wife third, and then your daughter later. So if they are the devil, why you want to have, why Allah will promise you an endless number of them if they are the devil? Why the devil will be in heaven? And if she have the shape of the devil, why Allah he make her in that shape? So Muhammad, he blamed the women for his lust. You see how evil he is? And then the stupid peace call keep talking about how Islam have better value. All right? A big failure to answer.
Retarded individuals? That's a society. Who's moving there? Who's moving? Nobody. They're all moving here. Why? Because they want the societies that Christians have. By the way, let me point a couple other things out. No, Christians are not stupid. Yes, their IQs are much higher, much, much higher. Even in non-white areas, they're much higher, sir, because they don't inbreed. And it's very frowned upon. Go figure. And interestingly enough, let me just point this out. that Christians have a much smarter enemy. Much smarter enemy. You're right, they do have a high IQ. You need high IQ people to combat that with these values. Islam can make no inroads. They don't have the technology. They can't mount an invasion. They can't even make a fucking power plant, right? How are they going to do that? Daniel, what's your big plan? His big plan is to bank on the fact that there's enough suicidal empathy in the West to keep on importing Muslims. That's about it. That's it. That could be his only plan. These people can't make armies. That requires massive organization and mobilization. You think that these people could ever attack the West? That's a laughable prospect. He started with Zionism. He has 10 million Jews in his backyard. They can't do shit about it. Nothing. 1 billion versus 10 million. They can't do anything. They launched their entire missile payload. It does nothing because of the IQ difference in these regions.
That's true. 10 million. Actually, they are not 10 million, by the way. They are not even 6 millions. There's the rest are Arab and Bedouin, you know. The one who's making Israel strong is not 10 millions. It's not even 6 millions. So we have a massive population. Like, can Iran win a war against Israel? No. Can all the Muslims attack Israel and win the war? No. In fact, not a single war. Israel is the one who launched. It was always the Muslims who launch a war against Israel, and then they lose. And then after they lose, they celebrate victory because they have a low IQ. Have you ever heard of somebody he celebrate losing? Well, Muslim they do. Go check Hamas videos. Allahu Akbar, victory. You idiot. I mean, they wiped the whole city is gone. And they claim they have victory. So while you were shouting, please ceasefire now, ceasefire now, they stop fire. Allahu Akbar, victory. We destroy. And then the Muslim will say of Afghanistan, brother, we kicked the American. You stupid. 4 years in advance, they told you we are leaving. In fact, they have an agreement with you. It's not you who kicked them out. Trump, he said 4 years in advance, we are leaving. And he actually, he made an agreement with Taliban. And then Joe Biden became president, and he left in a miserable way. But it's not you who kicked them out. There was only 2,000 Marines in Afghanistan. 2,000 only. 2,000 versus 40, 50 million. You did not kick them out. Until now, America is in Iraq. Until now, America is in Syria. And until now, Jerusalem is not in your hand. So you used to win a war because simply at that time you do not need to have an IQ to win. You need to be savage. You need to be bloody. You need to be barbaric. It was not really based too much on intelligence. Yes, war need, you know, some skills of deception, let us say, planning. But this is not why you won the war at that time. The Roman and the Persian, they were fighting for hundreds of years, more than 300 years of war between Roman and Persian. So when the Muslim came, both they were exhausted. They don't even out of men to fight. And that's why you were victorious, not because you have skills. When Muhammad, he went all the way to Tabuk, and this is recorded in your book, Muhammad could not win. He went back home like a cat. Why? Because at that time still they have energy. But when the last war happened between them, and the war is over between the Persian and the Roman, they were totally exhausted. And then the Muslims were able to conquer because they were savage. Now, a little girl, she is 18 years old, taking an airplane, can wipe the floor with an army. A little girl wearing her lipstick, she can sit behind the computer and she can shoot your ass using a drone. It's a fact. In the old day, if you are big, you are a hero. But even with that, David, he took you down by a rock. Which means if you know how to use a rock, you can take the giant down by using a simple technology. This is what David did. He used a very simple technology. It was a technology of his time. Is that correct, guys? It was just a rock. It was not a rocket. The giant became shish kebab because of a little tiny rock used by David. What we can do? A Muslim defending Islam, he is like a chicken in the KFC kitchen screaming KFC is good, because the first victims of Islam is Muslims. Islam subdued your brain, make you stupid, make you an idiot. Islam an insult to Muslim women. Even Muhammad, he says women, they have half a brain. That's why they are not allowed to be a witness in any capital action, capital punishment court, which means anything beside borrowing money, a woman, she should not be a witness. Later, by time, the Muslim, they allow Muslim women to witness only in the case of giving birth, because she is a woman, she can go inside the room. But she cannot be a witness for a crime. If there's 10 million women, they saw a guy killing somebody, he cannot be taken to court because there's no witnesses, because those are women. And we know that women is the half of the society. So if we put them in the shelf and we put them in the garbage, we will lose the half of the society. As simple as that. And the first teacher you met in your life is your mother. So if women are stupid, then your first teacher is a stupid. That means you are stupid too, because you learn from a stupid teacher. Muhammad, he put all women in one category, they are stupid. But this is not true. There is stupid women, there's a smart women, there's a stupid man, there's a smart man. And I have to say, all of you Muslims are stupid. Why? Because you believe in Islam. I have a proof. You believe that somebody can take hair from your anus and control you. You must be stupid. You believe that Shaitan, he take hair from your anus when you pray, and he will not stop until he make you fart and he hear it and he smell it. That me believe that you are so stupid. You must be stupid. You believe that if a fly fell down in the soup, it's healthy. You believe in drinking camel urine, and you claim that camel urine is healthy and drinking wine is bad. You must be mentally ill. How we can compare wine to camel urine? I mean, can you even smell it? How disgusting it is, because camel urine is so acidic and the smell is so disgusting. The only nation who drink piss and forbid wine is Muslims. Even they fought over their private piss, his private boogers. You must be stupid to fight over a booger. Even you fought over the dunk and the shit of the camel of Aisha. And the Muslim, they make videos about it. Have you ever heard of a smart, intelligent nation would do such a thing? The shit. The shit of Aisha camel. Aisha camel shit is a holy shit. And you have no shame to make a video and a movie. You spend millions of dollars to make a movie about the shit of Aisha camel. It must be beautiful. Where is the movie? Actually here, this is the movie. I don't want to play it because last time they give me copyright flag. Here we go. This one. They are gathering around the camel of Aisha, waiting for the camel to shit, you know. And then you see them when the camel starts shitting, the Muslims, they fight over the shit of the camel because it's a holy shit. The only one in the world who have articles about the urine, the urine. Yes, brother, urine. Are you sure? Yes, urine. Prophet Muhammad blessed urine. How bad your IQ to believe in such a thing? Urine worshipper. Read the title of the article. The benefit of drinking the blessed urine of the Holy Prophet. No other person in history has had so many blessings bestowed on him, such as were bestowed by Allah. Subhanahu wa. Have you ever heard of somebody say Subhanahu wa ta'ala to his God? But anyway, people do not know what that means. It's laughable. You make Allah high now? Ta'ala, he's arrogant. One of the names of their God, by the way, is arrogant, al-mutakabbir. On our beloved Prophet, if the kuffar were of even were aware of even a tiny fraction of them, what the blessing, they would abandon their stubbornness and embrace Islam, brother. Why? Take the example, brother. Take example of the companion, brother, drinking the Prophet shit, the liquid shit of the Prophet. Allahu Akbar. Beautiful, brother. Beautiful. And not only that, if you drink the Prophet or piss or eat his shit, you are shielded completely from hell, brother. I have to say that it's not inbreeding. It's just Islam's stupidity. Inbreeding is not enough to make you go that far. You must be born a donkey. This is so amazing, so beautiful. So you drink the piss of Muhammad, you will be covered by fire resistance, hellfire resistance coat. What about Muhammad? He piss on you. What that will coat you from what? Bullet or BG? Golden shower would be the best. This is their religion. This is their books. The blessed urine of the Prophet. They fought over his booger. They fought over his snot. They fought over his underwear, water. And those kuffar, stupid kuffar, they don't understand how much amazing is to drink the piss of the Prophet. A slave girl of Muhammad, and by the way, Muhammad don't have slaves, by the way, he free all the slaves, brother. But those are slaves, just, you know, volunteer slaves, and they are black. As Bara, the slave girl of Salama, every one of his wives, she have tons of slaves. She drank it, lucky. It was her lotto day. Muhammad, he came to the shit container, he says, where is my shit? Bara, she said to him, oh Prophet of Allah, I drank it. He told her, oh shit, you did? Okay, good news for you. Okay, good news. Listen carefully. Now the hell, heaven, fire will not touch you. Okay? And now Zakir Naik, he have something to say about it. Hello? Get a breath. First of all, according to scientific study, according to who? To scientific study, okay? It said that the peace of the Prophet is very powerful. Okay, what is the scientist study says? Can you enlighten us? Get a breath. First of all, those Japanese, those what? Japanese, you mean Japanese? Exactly. They said that this is very true. Like, okay, you say to me very true. Like how it's very true. Like did they even have the peace of Muhammad to study it? You know, get a breath. Allah never leave us without peace. So always we have something left of Prophet Muhammad. Like what? As an example, we have the hair of the Prophet. You mean the hair is from his butt? Get a breath. Behave yourself. We don't know if it's hair from his butt or it's from his underarm. Okay. Is it true that you call it the holy hair of the holy prophet? Exactly. How the hair is holy? I mean, it's a hair, and it's coming from his butt. Get a breath. It doesn't matter where it's coming from. It is the holy hair. You like it or not? Okay, now we go back to the topic. So how the Japanese prove that this is true, that the piss will protect you from fire? Very simple. First of all, ask your wife to piss on you. I'm not married. Okay, I did ask my wife to piss on me. Okay, what will happen? And then she set me on fire. And what happened? The hospital. What? Where are you? I am in the hospital from third degree burning. uh, so Daniel, potato, you will never dare to debate me, you coward. Too bad. You have a mug next to you, but there's no piss of the prophet in it. I can tell you that Islamic society is a better society. That's why you cannot trust your wife to walk around. You said that in a society today, your wife, she will go to the university and she will F everybody. That is your wife. And if a wife, she do that, she's a cheater. But in Islam, you cannot prove it because you need 4 witnesses because you have a low IQ. And you have to have 4 witnesses. They see the penis going in and out. How in the world you can find 4 witnesses? So your wife, she can sleep with everybody, and you cannot even open your mouth about it because if you do, they will lash you 100 times or 80 times, depending on the ruler. Why? Because you accuse your wife falsely. You could not provide 4 witnesses who can see, who did see the penis going inside your wife's vagina. Is that a high IQ or a stupid IQ? So if your wife wearing a skirt and she jump in the top of the man having sex in such a position, and even if there's 10 million people watching, they will never see his penis going in and out. You get screwed. I mean, sorry, your wife gets screwed then. And you are watching and you can do nothing about it. In fact, a Muslim man who knows his wife is effing everybody in town. She's the bike of the town. He came to Muhammad and he was afraid to tell him that my wife is doing this. So he said to Muhammad, if I find a man in the top of my wife, shall I ask him to wait to bring for witnesses? The Prophet said yes. Well, okay. Saab, he said, Ubadah said that the Messenger of Allah, what do you think? Prophet, what do you think if I find my wife with the man? Should I give him some time until I bring for witnesses? The Prophet said yes. This is your Islamic society. And now the 4 witnesses, they have to see the penis going in and out. So if you come to the door, you try to open the door, the guy stand up. You see him naked, you see her naked, you saw nothing. There's no proof of fornication. And there's a story, famous story about the caliphate. They got him a woman and a man, they had sex together. And there's 4 witnesses. He asked the first one, did you see his penis going in and out, the same as a pin going in the ankle? He said yes. He asked the same question for the second. He said yes. The same question for the third person. He said yes. The 4th one, he asked him, did you see his penis going in and out the same as a pin going in the ankle? The guy, he said, no. But I saw her feet around his neck and they were shaking like an ear of a donkey when he is running. Like what? He saw her feet around his neck, shaking like a ear of a donkey when he's running. The caliphate says, beat them. There's no proof. There's no proof. Yes, because number 4, he did not see the penis end. He saw her feet around his neck. What's wrong with that? And they were shaking like the ear of a donkey. What's wrong with that? And we are watching you, Aridawa. What's wrong with that? So 3 men, they saw the penis going in and out, like a pen going in the inkwell. And number 4, he saw her legs around his neck. According to the caliphate, with high IQ, there's no proof. So the woman, she got away with it. And the man who accused his wife, now they were going to beat him. They did beat him 100 times in his back, because he made a false accusation against a decent woman who only 3 men saw the penis going in and out. And number 4, he did not see fornication. Yes, it's true, her feet is around his neck. Well, he is Sadhguru, he is teaching her yoga. You never heard of yoga? He was, you know, like just pushing to make her legs flexible. It's a Hindu yoga. How that prove anything? Huh? This is your high IQ religion. Daniel, shish kebab hook, you are an idiot. And it doesn't matter how many videos you make to fix what happened, people are laughing at you. You admitted that Islamic society have the lowest IQ. And I am a Christian prince, and I approve this message. Thank you all for being here. I will try to come back live again if I could, maybe at night. And then enter, we'll see you again. Maybe we can continue with this topic if you wish. Enter, we'll see you again. Always remember that with Jesus, you will not be a person who have a low IQ. With Muhammad, you are following the most dumb, idiot, stupid ever. Not only sexually he is obsessed, not only mentally proven by Muslim books that he have a mental issue. He imagined himself having sex, but in fact he did not. That is, go right now. Hold on. Let me ask you ChatGPT. My cousin, his name is Muhammad, and he imagined himself having sexual intercourse with his wife every day, but in fact he did not. And he do that when he is not asleep. He do it when he's awake. Do you think this is a symptom of something bad? Let us see. Man, the answer is long. All of this.
It can be a sign that something is going on. It does not automatically mean something bad or dangerous. Let me break it down clearly and safely. What it might indicate: if your cousin is fully awake and repeatedly imagines sexual acts so vividly that it feels real, this could fall into a few categories. 1, intrusive sexual thoughts. Some people experience repetitive, unwanted sexual thoughts. These can be part of anxiety, obsessive compulsive tendencies, high stress, hypersexual thinking. These thoughts can happen even if the person doesn't want them. 2, fantasy or daydreaming. Some people have extremely vivid imaginations or strong sexual desire, and they fantasize frequently. This is not a disorder unless it interferes with normal life. He loses control over when it happens. He feels distressed by it. 3, possible dissociative or compulsive behavior, less common. If he feels as if it is physically happening, loses connection with reality during the episode, can't stop it from happening, then it might be worth talking to a doctor, because those symptoms can appear in certain psychiatric conditions. But this is not something we can diagnose. Only a doctor can. When it becomes concerning, it becomes a problem if...
Hold on. Let me add more information to what I said. He not only he imagined himself having sex with one, but he have more than one woman, and he imagines sex always when he's awake. In the same time, he imagined himself doing things have nothing to do with sex, yet he never done. So this is all happening during daytime, and he do not know that it is not real. So he go around and he tell people that he have done it, even though it past time, still he keep repeating that he have done that. What do you think? Is that something maybe kind of illness? Hmm. So now we gave him more information to Dr. ChatGPT. Man, the answer is keep going. All of this is an answer? This is a medical journal.
Thank you for adding more details. That changes the picture significantly. And yes, it does sound like something that needs medical attention. Let me explain clearly and safely. This is no longer normal imagination or fantasy. What you described includes three very important warning signs. One, he imagines events, sexual and non-sexual, that never happened while awake. This goes beyond ordinary fantasies or intrusive thoughts. Two, he believes these imagined events are real. This is the crucial part. Losing the ability to tell imagination from reality is not normal and needs medical evaluation. Three, he tells others that these events happened even long after. This means the false experiences have become fixed in his mind as real. What this could be, in general terms, I cannot diagnose him, only a doctor can. But these symptoms can appear in conditions such as delusional beliefs.
Uh-oh.
A person firmly believes things that are not true. Psychotic symptoms.
Uh-oh.
This includes misinterpreting reality, believing imagined events actually happened, sometimes hearing or seeing things that others do not. You didn't mention this, but the pattern fits early signs. Certain neurological or medical issues, severe stress, sleep problems, or some medications can also cause this, but usually not to this degree. Early stages of a mental illness such as schizophrenia or a related disorder. This is not a diagnosis, just a possibility based on the symptoms you described. Why this needs attention? Because he cannot distinguish imagination from reality, and this is a major symptom that should be evaluated by a psychiatrist, or at least a primary care doctor who can refer him. These symptoms usually do not go away by themselves. You are not saying anything wrong. You are describing classic warning signs.
All right. So as you see, this is how Muhammad is. And then they are talking about better society. If your leader himself, he is mentally ill, how you even can trust him that he saw an angel if this guy in your book says he is always delusional? He imagines things happening. Even his sex is fake. Even his sex is fake. How you can trust him saying anything? He imagines things. He hear voices. You must be low IQ to believe Muhammad. So I want to say thank you guys for being here. May the Lord bless you. And until we see you soon again, always remember that God is good, so is Jesus, and we are the crusade. See ya.